How to create content for your clients and yourself without wasting hours and hours. And what kind of content should you create for each platforms? These are the topics we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to share with you a little bit behind the scenes on how I do my own content creation. Hello, everybody. If you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Nadine and I am a social media manager and I help women become a freelance social media manager as well. So in this video, I'm going to share with you everything about content creation. If you're new to this channel, I would love for you if you hit that subscribe button. First of all, when you start with your content creation, the usual way people think about is what kind of content should I post on Instagram? What kind of content should I post on Facebook, TikTok, etc. But we want to actually do it the other way around. We want to come up with one big piece of content and then we want to spread it across the different platforms without creating more or different content. Think about it like that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, they are like different countries and they all speak a different language. However, they all get the same message. So you are going to give the same message out to everybody, you just adapt the language. So that means you don't have to change your content, just the way how you distribute the content. So on TikTok, it's going to be a 15-second video, and then on Facebook, it might be different. That's the main idea behind it. So first of all, we want to think of what kind of content do we want to post. That I usually map that out in my own content calendar. You can use something like that, or you can use tools like Trello or Asana. They even have free versions. You can use a sticky note, you can use a planner, whatever works best for you. I just like to map it out and then have it in front of me so that I know what kind of content do I even have to create. If you're brand new to content creation for yourself or for your clients, there is another step that you need to do first. And that is you need to figure out what your target's audience pain points are. What are they struggling with? What is their biggest desires? What keeps them up at night? That's the kind of content we create. So your target audience is here in their pain. They want to be here. That's their desire. And you or your content is the bridge and the gap between them that brings them the solution. So before you even start creating content, you need to figure out what is it that they're struggling with and then give them a solution. So that goes for yourself, for your own content, and that goes for your clients. See, that's where the biggest mistake happens. Just because you see a trend on TikTok doesn't mean that it's going to work for you or your client. However, what you should do is look at the trend and then think of how can I recreate that for my target audience pain points. If you have no idea what your target audience pain points are, that's your first step. I have a video on how to find your niche, and in there we talk a little bit more about pain points. So make sure that you watch that or sign up for my free masterclass. The link is in the description below where I talk specifically how to find all that. So that's your first step. Create a spreadsheet, ideally with 10 to 30 pain points and desires that your target audience has, and then you are going to create content around that. Now, once you figure that out, you're gonna look like, okay, what kind of trends are out there and how can I adapt that for my content creation and for my clients' pain points. And then I look at my clients' different channels and I figure out which one is the one where I'll put the long form content. So let me explain that. It's the easiest way to create the longest piece of content first and then take micro content from there. So a long form content could be a blog post, a YouTube video, or even a long form caption for Instagram. So you look at your own channels if you do content creation for yourself, or you look at your clients' channels and you figure out, okay, which one is the one where it's like, I have to write the most or I have to film the most, right? If you write a script for your video, it could be that. And then from there, you are going to create micro content. But before you do that, you want to split out the days on how you create content. All right, you guys, before I share the last part about how to create content, make sure that you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That really helps with the algorithm and for me to create even more videos like this for you. You don't want to do all the content creation on the same day. You want to do one day where you do the writing part, one day where you do the filming part, and then one day where you do the graphic design, for example. So on day one, I am going to write all my captions, all my video scripts, everything that needs long form writing, my blog posts, and then from there, I can repurpose it for emails, for shorter form, etc. But I'm just going to do the writing part. Then on day number 2, I am doing the filming. So if I have already written the film script, I know exactly what is going to happen. And I know if I have any outfit changes, for example, if I do Reels or TikToks. And then I'm just going to prepare everything, like what kind of clothes do I need? I'll lay it all out. What kind of props do I need? And then I'll get my selfie stick out and I start filming. And then on that day, all I do is filming, whether that's video, whether that is TikTok or Reels. And I also prepare at least 1 week of stories because I already mapped out my content in my content planner. I know now exactly what kind of stories I want to do. I can do IGTVs, etc. And I use the scripts from all the writing that I have done. So that means you can have a caption, a long form caption that you can repurpose as an IGTV. Then on day 3, I'm going to look at my captions again and look which part can I turn into a carousel post. Or could I even go onto my blog post and use that as a carousel post? So I'm now going to create all the graphics. So this is my content creation process for myself and for my clients. So that means when I do client work on day 1, I write captions and blog posts for all of my clients and myself. On day 2, if I can do the filming for my clients, I do it. Otherwise, I'll send it to my clients on what kind of video content I need. And on day 3, I'm going to create graphics for all of my clients. All right, guys, that's it in a nutshell. That's my content creation process. I have a full-on content creation kit if you are interested in learning more about content creation, where I also share with you my content creation blueprint and all my templates and a bit more in-depth on how I do my content creation. It's linked below here. And also don't forget to sign up for the free masterclass on how to become a social media manager if you feel that's something you're interested in. And I'll see you in the next video.